This video covers the human occupation of the American continent prior to the arrival of Europeans. Earth's last glacial period started around 120,000 BCE during the late Pleistocene epoch and lasted till around 10,000 BCE. The last glacial period is referred to by different names in different parts of the world. For example, in North America, it is referred to as the Wisconsin glaciation. In Northern Europe it is referred to as Whiteselian glaciation. In the Alpine region it is referred to as the Worm glaciation. In the British Islands it is referred to as Devensian glaciation. In Australia it is referred to as Late Kosciuszko glaciation. For simplicity we will call this the last glacial period, and anytime you see a different name for this time period of Earth history, just remember that it is a nickname for the last glacial period. The peak ice coverage of continents is called glacial maximum. The last glacial maximum occurred around 22,000 BCE. During this period, oceans were up to 8 degrees colder and average daily temperatures on land were up to 10 degrees cooler, causing huge ice sheets around the world. Some examples are Scandinavian ice sheet in Northern Europe and Barents ice sheet in Siberia. Laurentide and Cordillera ice sheets in North America. The permanent ice sheets of the polar regions and Greenland were much larger than today. And the Patagonia ice sheet covered much of the southern Andean Cordillera. In North America, the Cordilleran and the Laurentide ice fields were separated by the Rocky Mountains and became joined again in Alberta, Canada. At their maximum thickness, they were up to 2 miles thick. The sea levels were up to 500 feet lower than they are today, as rainfall turned to ice rather than returning to the oceans. Land bridges emerged all over the world connecting islands and sometimes even continents. Some of the notable land bridges were Doggerland connecting Great Britain to mainland Europe across what is now the North Sea. Sundaland connecting the Malay Peninsula, Sumatra, Borneo, and Java to mainland Southeast Asia. Sahul connecting Australia, New Guinea, and Tasmania. Beringia connecting Siberia in Asia and Alaska in North America. This was not the first time Beringia land bridge appeared. It emerged and submerged many times in the last 2.5 million years. During the last ice age it connected the American continent to the Mammoth Steppe of Eurasia. The Mammoth Steppe was once the Earth's most extensive biome. It stretched east to west from the Iberian Peninsula in the west of Europe, then across Eurasia and through Beringia. From north to south, the steppe reached from the Arctic to southern Europe, Central Asia and northern China. The Mammoth Steppe was cold and dry, and relatively featureless. The continual glacial recession and advancement over millennia contributed to the formation of larger valleys. Overall, however, the steppe is known to be flat and expansive grassland. The vegetation was dominated by high-productivity grasses, herbs and shrubs. The fauna was dominated by species such as reindeer, muskox, saiga antelope, steppe bison, horses, woolly rhinoceros and woolly mammoth. These herbivores, in turn, were followed and preyed upon by various carnivores, such as wolves, brown bears, cave or steppe lion, cave hyenas, wolverines, as well as scimitar-toothed cats and giant short-faced bears. This ecosystem covered wide areas of the northern part of the globe, and thrived for approximately 100,000 years without major changes, but then diminished to small regions around 10,000 BCE. Several expansions of populations of archaic humans out of Africa and throughout Eurasia took place between about 2.1 million and 200,000 years ago. These expansions are collectively known as Out of Africa One theory and were accomplished by Homo erectus and then Homo neanderthalensis. Homo sapiens is the only extant, still living, hominid species and most likely developed in the Horn of Africa around 300,000 years ago. They started to expand it into Eurasia in what is known as out of Africa II theory, around 200,000 years ago. Modern humans began to inhabit the Mammoth Steppe, reaching the Siberian Arctic around 45,000 years ago. On February 1929, a young amateur archaeologist named Ridgely Whiteman was digging the embankments of Blackwater Draw near Clovis in New Mexico when he discovered fluted points interspersed with mammoth bones. Then, in 1932, the New Mexico Highway Department began digging gravel from the site and uncovered piles of huge mammoth bones mixed with stone tools, spearheads and other human artifacts. This led to the theory that the first Americans migrated over the Beringia land bridge from Asia Mammoth Steppe during a time when glacial passages opened. This model linked the first inhabitants to distinctive spear points, known as Clovis points, found in those sites. The findings were dated to be between 13,250 to 12,800 years old. It is believed nowadays that this migration occurred through two routes. The first, an inland ice-free corridor that opened up between the Cordilleran and Laurentide icefields. The second is that humans followed a coastal route. There are many sites across North America associating the Clovis points with the hunting of Ice Age extinct large game animals. The humans that left Clovis point artifacts behind are collectively referred to as Clovis culture. The Clovis first theory was the long-held archaeological idea that the Clovis culture, with its distinctive fluted stone spear points, represented the first human inhabitants of the Americas, arriving around 13,000 years ago via the Bering Land Bridge. During the 1970s, sites predating Clovis culture began to be discovered in the Americas. These sites, now classified as pre-Clovis, were a few thousand years older than Clovis. Pre-Clovis people had a lifestyle that was based on a combination of hunting, gathering, and fishing. Much of the evidence seems to suggest a marine lifestyle, at least along the coastlines, and some sites within the interior show a partial reliance on large-bodied mammals. The date of the first migration of pre-Clovis people is uncertain, with recent discoveries pushing this further into the past. Discoveries of fossilized human prints in White Sands, New Mexico are dated to be between 21,000 and 23,000 years old. Archaeological sites at Monteverde, Chile, date back to 14,500 years. Oregon's Paisley Caves contain fossilized human feces dated back 14,300 years. In Texas, at Buttermilk Creek Complex, stone tool fragments dated back 15,500 years. At Arroyo Seco II in Argentina, archaeologists discovered 14,000-year-old butchered animal bones. Meadowcroft Rock Shelter in Pennsylvania is dated to be at least 16,000 years old. Researchers now believe that people might have populated North and South America as early as 15,000 to 25,000 years ago, coming in small diverse groups that entered the continent at various points in time, using a combination of routes and becoming the first colonizers of the American continent.